So I've shot and produced a lot of tiny tours. In fact, I'm coming up on my 100th tour. But I came across a story recently that was unlike any tiny house tour I've ever done before. The reason why this video is so unique is because the owner is actually upsizing into the space. So before building his own tiny house, Jeremy was backpacking around South America or living out of a custom-built truck camper that he couldn't even stand in. As you can imagine, when he finally decided to settle down and build a tiny house, it felt quite luxurious to him. His house is absolutely gorgeous, but with a bunch of different woods that he was either able to resource or recycle. So let's check out this tiny house tour.
Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and this is my tiny house. I built this tiny house 3 years ago now and have been living here in Oregon for the last 2.5 years. I heard about the tiny house movement from friends who were just into alternative building styles. I studied architecture in school. I am fortunate enough to be able to work with 7 or 8 other artists and furniture makers in a creative space here in Portland. We all kind of bounce ideas off of each other and have access to really awesome woodworking equipment. Combination of all those things, my interest in small spaces and desire to travel often led me to build a home that could go down the road. I transitioned into living in this tiny house from living out of a backpack in South America for almost 3 months. Prior to that, I was living out of a camper shell that I built on the back of my pickup truck. For now, it's just used for storage, but there's a bed platform across the top and then storage below. I went from being on the move with not that many material possessions to living in this 145 square foot house that feels pretty big sometimes. I really upsized. Welcome to the inside of my tiny house. These 2 round windows were kind of thrown into the design sort of last minute. Wasn't sure what my parking situation was going to be at the time, and I wanted to bring in a lot of light on both sides of the house. Decided to put 2 large round windows in here, also keep the design pretty symmetrical. My source of inspiration for this roof came from building skate parks. The roof of the house is standing seam copper. Copper is very durable and long-lasting roof, and it's also very malleable, so capable of being shaped to the compound curve that I have here. This stove is made by a company called Shipmate, and it is designed for sailboats and small spaces. It's cast iron, and it has this cooktop surface here, so it heats up the space well. It's great in the wintertime. This is my refrigerator. It is dual zone, meaning this part's a freezer and this part is the refrigerator. I didn't want to be bumping into handles in such a tight space. Pretty easy to just drill out these holes and they make pretty good drawer pulls. Went with stainless steel countertops. Stainless steel is easy to clean, and I also like the industrial sort of feel of stainless. I had a local metal fabrication shop make this countertop piece for me. They were able to laser cut out holes for my 2-burner cooktop and my sink. This section here is drop-in butcher block countertop zone. This was all scrap material from our wood shop. These lights are LED puck lights. I decided to go with 1" by 2" steel framing members for the loft, mainly to create a little more headroom. So rather than using a piece of 4" tall wood framing, I was able to create a little more space in the kitchen. This pocket door is made entirely out of salvage materials. I salvaged it from a house in California that had partially burned to the ground. Pulled these redwood boards off of the wall and stripped the paint off of them, cleaned them up, and turned them into this nice sliding door for the bathroom. This is the bathroom. This is a Nature's Head composting toilet. This window has the frosted glass or privacy glass. This is the shower, bathtub. Basin for it is a livestock watering tank. I did drill out the drain straight through the floor, and it is connected to gray water system outside. The shower curtain rod I also found at a salvage materials yard. Made a jig for it, clamped it up in this circle shape, and welded it closed, and hung this shower curtain from it. This staircase was really fun and also challenging to design. The top two stairs are capable of being removed via stool or seat for somebody. Here is storage for clean clothing, and then this part is dirty laundry basket. I do laundry in my landlord's house. Happy to have me do laundry whenever it's part of our living agreement. So all the clothing storage is here. My seasonal clothing I keep outside. I have a little storage unit outside. I just don't have a lot of clothes. I'm used to living on the road or out of a backpack. This is a double size bed. I wanted to keep some space on the side to be able to navigate in and out of here and not have the entire loft be taken up by the bed. This computer monitor is great for when I just want to relax and plug in the laptop. It swivels here, and I can also point it down that way and watch something from down below too. I have some paintings here that one of my friends painted, and my grandmother painted this series of the 4 seasons. Across from this loft, I have a little shelf above the door. It is just storage for camping gear, extra skateboards, and some shoes. This window in the loft was a fun project to try and wrap my head around. It is a pivoting sash window and opens like that and then rotates 90 degrees. This is a table that I made with a friend of mine, and it's made out of recycled skateboards, and it folds down against the wall and out of the way to create a little more room. This is the bench that is also convertible into a twin bed. A friend of mine who owns an upholstery business made up this cushion for me, custom. She chose the fabric. I think it turned out really well. It's pretty comfortable to both sleep on and to be used as a seat. So this is the front door of the house. The house I grew up in had a set of French doors. Gives me that feeling of being home. I happened to find these doors for pretty cheap on Craigslist. They were brand new. I got a good deal on them, and I really like the color blue. The siding is cedar shingles. Something I just came across was people doing cool designs with shingles. I got inspired to try and put one somewhere in this build. No better spot than centered above the door. My next building endeavor is a mobile sauna, 2 of them, and I'm building them with my friend Joey. They can be operated together as one or individually. Our idea with the mobile saunas is to host events. We're trying not to limit ourselves to just Portland. We're potentially going to be traveling with these saunas too, as far as Southern California or Colorado. Building a tiny house from scratch is a huge endeavor, and reminding myself throughout the process that the creative process of building the house is something to enjoy, even though it comes with its headaches and working backwards and frustrations along the way. Learned a lot. Still learning.
Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get a notification every time I post a new video.